Okay, now we're concealer and foundation. Now we're on to cream bronzers, cream contour, blush, and I'm also going to do cream highlight. Okay, first things first. What the fuck is the difference between contour and a bronzer? I want to explain that before I put both on my face, of course. And then we're also going to be doing the cream blushes. This is Jordana Tisha. You've seen it a million times. Yes, it's red. It's not intimidating. I promise. I actually like red more than pink blushes, and I'll explain why. So, a contour is meant to be a shadow. I'm also going to use the cream highlight out of here. A contour is meant to be a shadow. And a bronzer, think where the sunlight hits your face. It bronzes it up. It warms it up. It's more of an orangey pink, neutral to orangey pigment. And contours naturally lean grayer. It is to contours or to create shadows. I'm going to take a brush, and I love this brush. This brush is going to be used for everything to kind of give it a more cohesive look. I'm just going to tap it, and this is where a palette is going to be your best friend. So I did a couple taps inside, and I'm going to use it's Candle Dish. I always use it as a coaster though. Just like even it out on the brush, but also wiping excess off. And taking it, and a good rule of thumb, it's ears there. See where this kind of goes down and you see the shadow on your face? Like if you turn and I take that light away, see the natural shadow there? See where my cheekbone is? I go where that natural shadow is. You could see it on this side too. I have a natural shadow there. That's kind of a dent. And I like to put it there. So see where shadow is? And I kind of etch it. And then I connect it to my ear. And then I flip the brush. Since it's an angle brush too, that helps. I flip the brush and I kind of flip it up. But I really keep it centered right there. And then I'll take the blender, the fluffy blending side, and just kind of stamp it right there. So if I were to contour like my forehead, I would stick to my temples. Contour is shadow, so it takes it away. Bronzer brings it up. It warms it up, brings it to the front. The warmth brings it. Like if I were to brighten the center of my face, it would bring it. If I do bronzer, it would bring it. The contour is meant to recede. And it's okay. See, you could see it as a shadow. And then, like, you could contour your jaw. How I would do it would be to lift. Another way is to, the jaw right here, just make like, see where my jawline is? I would make an L underneath my jaw. And then take it and blend it out. It was rude and cut me off while I was blending it. And then I would go right here and just kind of connect that a little bit with whatever's left on the brush and just blend it right there. And it stays underneath my jaw in a way, and it creates the shadow of a sharper jaw. Compared to this side, see, I'm just following the natural shadows that's right there over here. And then bronzer, like if I were to place it, it would go above my jawline. And I'm gonna put the bronzer, show you the bronzer placement. So like on the forehead, I have a diamond face. So if you're not sure your face shape, take two straight lines right here. Mine come away on both sides there, and my highest points are my cheekbones right here, and then center of my forehead, center of my forehead, center of my chin. So filming and talking a lot fucks me up sometimes. But so I'm emphasizing with the contour. So like if I want to do it, it would be right here with whatever's left. I don't pick up a lot, but we have the little coaster right there if I want to pick up extra product without dipping into the actual product and blend it out. That way it's nice and sculpted. For cream bronzer. This warms it up. So just take a little bit. I like to swirl the brush. This would be more fluffier side, but I'm just going to take this to show you guys. So we're going to do bronzer. See how it looks, and then I'm going to wipe off my brush and do the contour. Okay, contour, bronzer. This created the shadows on my face. And then this is going to warm it up and make it look like I'm sun-kissed. So I did use the product that was on the back of my hand on here. So now I'm just going to take the fluffy side. Tap, 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 tap in. I'm going to do a couple swirls just so it's evenly coated. And then using a lid, or if I want to use a coaster, I would tap it on there to get some of the product off. Never put it straight on your face. Tap off some of the product, because you can't, I mean, if you put too much setting powder and concealer. Since we're still at the cream stage, some concealer to kind of carve it out, or just use whatever's left on your foundation brush. So we're going to tap along cheekbone, even over the contour that we placed. See how it's over contour we did? Just tap, 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 tap. And I'm going to the middle of my eye right here. Even if I look straight, it's on the edge where the iris is. Just tap. And then we're going to tap the forehead in the center. Bring it to the side. I go in both directions once I'm here. Place it and then go up towards the hairline, which is why I have a headband on. So it's not all in my hair, but even when my hair is out, my hand's there. And then bring it down just a little bit. And blend it. And then I'm just going to take just the tiniest bit more to do my jaw. So I'm going to put it here. See, you do it on top to bring it forward. If I do underneath, it's going to bring that forward, and then it's not going to look right. Think about where the sun hits on your face. So it's going to hit the highest points, of course, like your concealer, like tipping your nose if you want to put it on your nose. And I'm just warming up the jaw because the sun wouldn't hit under. So you have here. You put bronzer on top to bring it forward and make it look sun-kissed. And then if you wanted to do the big three to connect it, you would do it like that. And then just a little bit on the outer part of the ears. Now, if you wanted to do contour your nose, you would use this, but I would use a thinner brush. And really go in and, again, tap off the excess of the contour. And just take it and go on your nose bridge right here. If you want to bring it in, it would be there. Just... and bring it to where it will go towards your brow. And then from here, if you want to go out, you can. If you wanted to make your nose look like a button nose, you would go right underneath right here and create a line right there. I just leave it there and blend it out if I'm going to do it. So just take it and blend it. That's the only part of this side of my face I'm doing, just so you could see the nose. And then you would put concealer down the middle, and a good tip is put concealer on the sides too. I like doing my nose more when I underpaint, because when I put foundation on, it lays better. But put concealer like up to the line. Not a brightening concealer, but like a skin tone concealer. If you want to go bright, do like a shade lighter. That way it blends out the bronzer, and it really, not the bronzer, the contour, so it really sculpts out your nose. The bronzer will add orange lines, and we want natural shadows. We want it to look a little bit more subdued on the nose to sculpt it out. Next, we're going into blush, and we're going to be using, this is Jordana Tisha PDA. This one, this is the full size. This is the cream. On top is powder. It always smells so good. So again, like the cream bronzer, tap, 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 tap. And then I'm just going to tap it inside here. And then place it. You can, if you want a more rounded look, you would place it on the apple. You could always smile if you want, just to get a guideline. I typically, if I want there, but I start off kind of from the middle and I go back and then I go forward. Lighter pressure at the front and then a little bit heavier towards the back, just to kind of blend it. And then this is where it gets a little crazy. Wipe off most of the product off on the brush, but still keep a little bit and just do kiss where the bronzer ends up here. That way everything runs together, and just lightest pressure down your nose so everything's a little bit more cohesive. It's the same brush that we used for the bronzer, for the contour. It all blends together, see? Just so you can see contour, and then you see bronzer, then you see blush, and I'm going to put the highlight there too. Okay, so I'm going to let it sit and marinate for a little bit. The reason why I like orange and red blush, because I do have an orange one, versus like the peaches and the pinks, red to me gives more depth. And to me, that versus a pink blush, any day. The red to me gives more depth than the pink. Also, the red, I can go over my mama's skin who's white, my friends who have darker complexions. If I could put this on my dad, it would show up like how a pink blush shows up on a white person. I am darker than white, but I'm white and black. But I like red blushes. It gives more pigment. It looks scary. It gives more pigment. I promise it's not. Especially if you do it in a thin layer and you blend it out with your bronzer. I also use the red on my eyes. So it's a 2-for-1. But it gives it a flirtier depth of color. And it's more of a flush to your skin than pinks, in my opinion. And the same with oranges. More depth of color, more pigment. It could work across many more skin tones. And I think the orange is crazy for you. It's from the same company as Jordana. Yes, this is the orange blush. It's like a burnt orange, but I promise it's orange. It's orange, and then I just like the red, orange versus peach, and red versus pink. So that is contour, bronzer, blush. Now we're going on to highlight. I wiped down my brush really good, and I'm going to do it again on camera. We're going to go into the glow part, which is this one of this trio. Pick it up. Again, put the excess on the coaster like that. It's very hard to see, but... And then I'm going to take the rest and just do this on the absolute highest part. So mine's right here on my face, and I'm using it. And then I'm just going to take the other brush to blend the edge of it into what we already placed down. And then tip of the brush going into the excess. Tip of the brush, bridge your nose to finish out the contouring we did. And then I like to place it above the high point of my brow and kind of smidge it into everything. So everything is gonna look like this. I even take away the light so you could kind of see the shadows that we created, and it's up close and personal so you can see everything I've done so far.